Well, hello everybody, welcome back to Only Leeds Bros for another episode of Player Ratings. Leeds United ran out 1-0 winners last night away to Derby County, which seen Leeds United win back-to-back away games. And if you had said that a couple of weeks ago or before the Christmas break, we would have said you're mad. But we really banished them away woes last night, and Leeds United do return back to the top of the Championship table at the expense of Sheffield United, who did slip up at home to West Brom. So sees Leeds United go top of the table by 2 points. So all around a really, really good Christmas period for Leeds United. Next up is Blackburn at home on Ellen Road on New Year's Day, which will be a tough one, especially against John Eustace. We know what his sides can do to Leeds United, so let's hope Leeds United can continue to find form away from home and make it at home and make it 10 from 10 at Ellen Road. So we will get into it, lads. Obviously, the starting lineup, there was a couple of shake-ups from Daniel Farke. He did 4 changes altogether in the squad. So the team lineup was Illan Meslier in goal, right back Jayden Bogle, Joe Rodon and Pascal Striker, their centre-half pairing, who are brilliant again, but we will get into that. Sam Boyer at left back, Ethan Ampadu and Tanaka in the park. So Joe Rotwell did come out and Tanaka did replace him in the centre of the park. Largi Ramazani, Willie Noto and Brendan Aronson. And then up top, Matteo Joseph. So 4 changes altogether from the side that did beat Stoke City 2-0. Joel Pirou, Joe Rotwell, Dan James and Manar Solomon all dropped out to the bench for Leeds United. So a bit of a shake-up from Daniel Farke. Just going into the game a little before we kind of get into the player ratings. Leeds United did have a couple of opportunities before that. We really should have the game home and hose. We had a couple of great chances that we didn't take, but thankfully we did get the goal. Derby didn't really trouble us too much, to be honest. Couple kind of from set pieces. They've obviously scored 12 goals from set pieces this season, joined most with Luton Town on 12 goals this season from set pieces. So it did go a little bit flat, but then Daniel Farke did shake it up, made a couple of changes, brought on Solomon, James and Pirou, and it seemed to shake it up a little bit, and we kind of gathered wrestled back control of the game. So all in all, really, really good performance away from home, really good away win. Should have been more goals, possibly, but look, we'll take them when they're given to us, and as I said, we do go back to the top of the Championship table. So we'll go into it anyway. So starting with the man between the sticks, Illan Meslier, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Very little to do, to be honest, from Illan Meslier. He did make one good save from a corner, and Nat Phillips, the ball came in. Phillips got a connection, I think it came off Rodon's shoulder, and then Meslier was able to kind of claw back, and his distribution was good as well. But other than that, very kind of little to do, but another solid performance from Illan Meslier, and that's what you want from your goalkeeper. Moving on to the right back position, Jayden Bogle, again, another good performance. Not quite at the level of Stoke, but another good performance. So I'm going to go 7 out of 10 for Jayden Bogle. His defending, again, was brilliant. Really, really solid. Read the game very well. Just going forward at times, he did lose a little bit, kind of overran it at times and lost possession. But he still was a threat going forward. So just lost a little mark for me, Jayden Bogle, just with going forward a little bit. But again, another brilliant performance from him. Moving on to the centre-back parents, first of all, Joe Rodon. I thought Joe Rodon was really, really good yesterday. His passing was really good. It's something that I'm usually critical of Joe Rodon's passing. At times, it can be a little bit suspect. Even his little 5-yard passes, he can kind of put too much on them or be a little bit wayward, but his passing was good last night. And what I liked about Rodon, he actually carried the ball out of the defence as well. He was looking to try and drive us up the pitch. It's something that we really haven't seen from away performance from Leeds United, that kind of tempo to get the ball moving, to drive with it, usually kind of slow it down and it's kind of side-to-side pass, and he was looking to drive with the ball himself and pick out a pass and get it forward quickly. And he looked composed as well. So really solid performance from Joe Rodon. So I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. And then moving on to a centre-back pair and Pascal Struijk. Again, these two they're absolutely solid at the back. I thought Struijk was really, really good. He'd one kind of dodgy situation where he misread the ball and hopped up, hit him in the face. He was a little bit kind of dazed, but he was able to get the ball and, recover the situation. Again, he was just class, Pascal Struijk. He really, really dominant in the air, as he usually is. Always looking to kind of find a pass forward as well. Looks solid and not really to worry out from Pascal Struijk. Another brilliant, brilliant performance from him. And then moving on to that left-hand side, Sam Boyer. Again, how he was able to play this match again today. We obviously know his injury concerns. He's just been absolutely phenomenal to come in and do a job with the situation that we have at left-back, obviously, with Firpo being out. Max Vober as well with the knee injury as well, and he's been asked to do a job and he's been doing it brilliantly. Sam Boyer, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Defensively, he was brilliant again, really solid at the back. Put in a lovely tackle as well in the first half. It was a bit of a nasty one. It was lucky he didn't get booked for it, but it was, referee kind of let a couple of tackles go, and Boyram definitely took the opportunity there to stick in a nice tackle. But couldn't really progress us on that left hand side. I felt at times Leeds United were very kind of narrow. We were looking for our width from Sam Boyram and Jaden Bogle, and just at times going down that left hand side, he was cutting back in a lot, and it was kind of shuffling our play back into the centre of the park, which I think was closing us down a little bit. But other than that, it's the usual from Boyram. He gives you that all the time, that consistency, that 7, 8 out of 10 every single game. Just this time, I think he was 7 out of 10. He didn't really kind of progress us up the pitch as much as he probably should and possibly should have, as I said, coming back in on that right foot. But again, look at another good performance from Boyram, so 7 out of 10 for him. Moving on to the midfield pairing, first of all, with our captain, Ethan Ampadu. Yeah, Ampadu was outstanding for me yesterday. He got the grips with the game a lot quicker than what he did against Stoke. I thought the first 15 minutes against Stoke, he was a little bit rusty. You can see it in his play, but which obviously was expected. But he was anything but against Derby last night. He was really, really good. Got the grips of the game very quick, and he looked like he was coming back to his best. But it was really kind of involved and everything. Took a couple of hits as well. Got one smack in the face and a little tread on the ankle as well. So a couple of hairy mounts from where he was down. But again, he's absolutely solid, back to his feet and troopers on. So an 8 out of 10. Excuse me, for Ethan Ampadu. Absolutely brilliant and great to have him back in the squad. And yeah, obviously it came at the expense this week of Joe Rothwell, so it's going to be interesting to see how that midfield dynamic is going to work, because we obviously know Tanaka came back in for Rothwell, whether he's going to get back into the side now, so it'll be interesting to see over the next couple of weeks. Moving on to El Tanaka, his partner. Thought he had a quiet game by his standards. Tanaka wasn't really involved much before the game. I was excited to see the midfield partner Ampadu. I thought Ampadu would have been the one to kind of sit deeper and kind of maybe let Tanaka off the shackles a little bit and kind of let him go. Didn't really kind of push forward too much. It was still kind of sitting deep. We essentially probably had two defensive midfielders, but he did get about the pitch, as much as he possibly could. And he's just the usual, composing his pass and very calmness personified. But by his standard, just a little bit kind of lower than he usually is. So I'm gonna give a 7 out of 10 for El Tanaka. I thought Ampadu was the better of the pairings last night. So yeah, it's a 7 out of 10 for El Tanaka. Moving on to the two wingers, first starting with Largi Ramazani, who I was delighted again to see him starting. He's obviously hasn't played in a while. You obviously know the talent that he has and the ceiling that he has. Came in yesterday, had a really, really bright start, but really faded out of the game. Was very kind of ineffective for me. Did have one chance late on just before he was taken off, where he didn't really kind of catch it clean. He kind of came to the back stick. Didn't really get a full contact on it, and it was a fairly easy save from the goalkeeper, which would have been nice to get that, which overall not a great performance for me from Largi Ramazani, but again, to be expected from him. He has been out for a long time, hasn't really got much minutes lately, so let's hope he can just gradually get that rust out of his game and we get him back to his best. So 6 out of 10 for me for Largi Ramazani. May seem a little bit harsh, but yeah, I think he did start well, but completely faded out of the game, and especially that kind of period where Derby started to take control. I think them substitutions were essential to kind of build us back into that game, and that's what happened then when we did make the subs. Moving on then to Willie Nonto on the other side. Yeah, look, he looked a danger at times, but then also at times frustrated me a little bit. Leeds United were playing a very, very narrow line. We could see Ramazani coming in, Nonto coming in very, very packing out that kind of 10 role, kind of on top of Brendan Aronson as well. Mateo Joseph was dropping as well, so around that kind of just between the 18-yard box and the halfway line in the centre of the pitch was just very, very congested, and that's where Nonto kind of kept coming in. He kept coming into traffic, kind of stifling everything down there. We were looking for the width from Bogle and Sam Boyram, but yeah, I don't think he didn't really create kind of too much for me. Thought it probably would have been a little bit better if he kind of kept the width a little bit more to kind of get more quality on the ball, but yeah, overall for me, Nonto was a 6 out of 10 as well. As again, look at it, started brightly, same as Largi Ramazani, but yeah, kind of faded through the game as well, and kind of kept running into traffic, which was obviously a frustration for me last night, because I like to see Leeds United with a little bit of width and not that kind of narrow football that we played last night. Moving on to the man in the 10 position, Aronson again. He made me eat my words. What an outstanding performance again last night from Brendan Aronson. And of course, he got the match winner and that brilliant team goal. Little bit wasteful though at times for me, Aronson. I think we can all kind of admit that. look, he was brilliant against Stoke. He was really good again last night. And look, at outstanding. He obviously got man of the match from Sky as well, which look, it's hard to complain with. But yeah, I just thought at times he was a little bit wasteful as well. He obviously did have one opportunity in the first half as well where he didn't get his knee over the ball. It was a really, really good chance. He was just outside the 6-yard box and he blazes it over the bar. And he does have a tendency of doing that as well. So yeah, just wasteful at times a little bit for me, Brendan Aronson. But look, at again, outstanding. 8 out of 10 for me. And let's hope he can kind of keep that consistency going and let's keep scoring goals. I think that's 7 goals he has this season. So yeah, really, really good return for Brendan Aronson. He's gradually, the way his performances have been going and the way he's been playing this season, he's definitely winning the fan base back over. Moving on to the man who started up top, Matteo Joseph, and I actually thought this was a surprise one, probably the most surprising one out of all the changes, was Joe Pirro swapped out after getting his 2 goals at Stoke. I thought Daniel Farke might have stuck with him. He didn't. He swapped it up and he stuck Matteo Joseph in. He tested the keeper with a good opportunity. He kind of hit it on the instep of his foot. Maybe if he had got a little bit more laces, he would have got a little bit more conviction on the shot. He didn't. Decent save from the goalkeeper. Other than that, for me, Matteo Joseph didn't really take his chance yesterday when given the opportunity with the starting position, and he didn't really shine for me. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Matteo Joseph. I just thought when Joel Pirro came on, and we'll obviously get on to Joel, I thought he injected a little bit more and gave us a little bit more to what Joseph did. So yeah, he was given an opportunity last night, Matteo Joseph, and for me, he didn't really grab it. So it's Joel Pirro's position for me, that number 9 position. Moving on then to the substitutions, and the first one we're going to speak about is Manar Solomon. And lads, what a player Manar Solomon is. He just looked so lively and so dangerous down that left hand side when he came on. Brilliant pass as well to Dan James. We'll get on to Dan James' opportunities as well, but a brilliant ball into Dan James's run. Really, really good vision. And then he was also involved in the goal as well. The turn, if you watch it back, the Leeds United goal, the little swivel that he has, the little pivot, and the pass into Pirro was absolutely brilliant from Manar Solomon. Really, really good. Definitely injected that little bit of quality that we needed, that we were missing from Ramazani and Nonto on both sides of the wing. Yeah, he was really, really good. So 7 out of 10 for Manar Solomon. For me, very, very close to an 8. I'd say if he had been on the pitch a little bit longer, he definitely would have been up at the 8 mark. But yeah, great performance for me for Manar Solomon again. And then moving on to Dan James, his opportunity, the chance that he had, lads, when he was put through 1-on-1 on goal. I was still thinking about it last night. He was in bed. He should have scored, DJ. And looking back, maybe if he had been on the pitch a little bit longer, and a little bit more warm, he might have slaughtered past the goalkeeper. But again, look at brilliant ball from Solomon. Great run for Dan James, and he should have finished it straight down the goalkeeper's throat. And the keeper makes a good save. Either side of him, it's in the back of the net, and DJ adds another one to his tally. So for me, DJ, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. But again, the usual. He worked the socks off, got up and down. It's just he lost that little bit of mark for me because he really should have been putting that away and probably making the game a little bit more comfortable for Leeds United last night. And next up then is Joel Pirro. Again, I thought he was good. Really, really good Pirro when he came on. Really freshened up that number 9 position. Gave us something different up there. He was tidy on the ball. And then the pass for Brendan Aronson, the first time touch, the vision to kind of see it, to give it straight away, not hesitating to pass, not overthink it, just to give it straight away. He did really, really good for that. So yeah, delighted for Pirro again. It's going to give him a 7 out of 10, and for me, he has to start. He has to start against Blackburn. He scores goals, gets another assist last night. So yeah, we've got to get him back into this team 100%. Really, really, really good performance again from Joel Pirro. And then Patrick Bamford. I wasn't going to rate him because he wasn't on the pitch long enough, but he did have one opportunity. I'm going to give Bamford a 6 out of 10. Can't believe I'm even rating Patrick Bamford. It's still nearly coming into 2025 for Leeds United, but look, here we are. Yeah, he'd one good opportunity where he was slid in. I think it was Ampadu. It was a quick free kick that we took, played it in behind. Bamford made the run as what he usually does. He makes runs like that, clever kind of runs. Did get in behind. Decent save from the goalkeeper. Again, if you're being a little overcritical as a striker, probably should have put the ball on the back of the net, but a decent save from the goalkeeper. So a 6 out of 10 for me for Patrick Bamford. And then Josh Gilavogi then did come on right at the very death as well, and I just think it's very unfair to kind of give him a rating. Didn't really have much time, but great to still see Gilavogi coming on and getting minutes. Even with Ampadu back in the side, obviously that midfield is blustered. Just to see Gilavogi coming on and get a couple of minutes is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, guys, so look at that's it for player ratings. I'm going to give my man of the match to Brendan Aronson. He was outstanding. Really, really good. Just a back-to-back away performance. I think more so for me. Look, I think a lot of people probably give it to Aronson, but for me, I have been critical of him, especially away from home at Ellen Road. At times, I thought his performances away, he was just completely ineffective. You know, we were essentially at times playing with 10 men. He just wasn't getting into the game. He's been anything but the last 2 games. He's really been a vital cog in that number 10 position, and I really hope he can keep his performances there. If he can keep that level there, lads, God knows what his numbers could be, and you could even maybe tip him to be a player this season, because if he can keep it there and keep it that consistent, there's no reason why he shouldn't be. But yeah, look, absolutely delighted with the performance last night from Leeds United. Should have had more goals, yeah, absolutely. But look, at the main thing is we got the win away from home. Back-to-back wins, as I do say. And Leeds United do go back to the top of the championship table. Myself, Dylan, and Matty from Imagine Not Being Leeds are back tonight for the final point. It will be about 8:30 tonight. So make sure you hit your notification bell so you don't miss that one. So pop in, we'll dissect the game a little bit more, and we'll get the lads' thoughts on that one. So yeah, look, that's it from player ratings this week. As delighted, Leeds United back to the top of the championship table. Can't say any more than that. Have a good day, and we'll chat to you all again soon. Have a good one.